Welcome to the L.I.T Show. I'm Janie.
I'm Jada.
And we're here today to talk about backsliding. This season where you feel like you're falling away from God, slipping back into old patterns, and wondering, how did I get here again? Maybe you feel distant, dry, discouraged, or maybe you've already returned to the very thing God rescued you from. I know a lot of people that struggle with that.
Yeah.
Especially like some of the Rose House girls. They've been there time and time again, and that's what brings to my mind when I think about that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they ask themselves, like, how did I get here?
Right.
Okay, what is backsliding? Backsliding isn't just rebellion, it's retreat. It's when your fire starts to go dim. You might still be showing up to church, still listening to worship music, still posting Bible verses, but your heart isn't in it anymore. Proverbs 14:14 says, "The faithless will be fully repaid for their ways, and the good rewarded for theirs." This message says, a mean person gets paid back in meanness, a good person in goodness. I love like translating Bible verses because sometimes I'm like, what does that mean? I have to read it like 5 times to like comprehend it. Backsliding often starts in the heart before it ever shows up in our habits. And it's funny how like old habits can just flare up and then all of a sudden they just start rolling like a snowball.
Yeah.
And then you're back to where you started. You know, like I know people that try to stop smoking whenever they like smoke just like a hit off of something. Is it called a hit? Or is that ghetto or something?
That's okay. Yeah.
I think that's for drugs. Or take a puff.
Or drag.
Or a drag. Okay. Drag sounds even more like... Okay. But if they do that, then like they're like, okay, I can just take like, you know, one puff and then be fine. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, just give me a whole cigarette. And then they start back up again when they've quit for like 8 months, you know?
And that could trigger a lot more.
Yeah.
Regression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. How do we know we're slipping? You avoid prayer because you feel guilty. You stop journaling or reading your Bible. You isolate yourself from your community. That's what I do.
I do too.
You justify sin or gray areas. I've done that. Like when I've lived with ex-boyfriends that I should have been not with.
And running from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. You feel more numb than convicted. You say, I'm tired. I just need a break from it all. Have you ever been there?
A bunch of times.
Sometimes I think breaks, to me, could be backsliding now that I think about it.
Like when you take a break from church.
Yeah.
Or you take a break from groups that support you for different reasons.
Yep. Yeah. Like, I know whenever I, like, stopped doing the 12 steps, like, I graduated from it. And I kind of felt like really weird. Like, I was like, oh gosh, like I need something else to do, like more meetings. And like me and Jennifer like continued to meet after I graduated until I like felt, which we still meet now today, but just until you feel like secure, because I almost felt like, okay, I'm starting to backslide. Like, so sometimes I think that it's good to be aware of it when, you know, you're going down that path, and you can kind of be like, okay, I need something else to replace this.
Right.
Because, I mean, it's, to me, when Bible studies end, like when they do like 8-week Bible studies or something like that, when they end, it kind of feels like, well, what's next? You know?
Right. And Pastor just preached on that too. What's next?
Yeah, he did. That's funny. Do you want to say about why do we backslide?
Let's just be honest. Life is hard, and sometimes it feels easier to slip than to stand, because it's easier just to fall back into old habits than it is to create new habits because we're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe grief sent us spiraling out of control, because we all have experienced grief in some level, some degree. Maybe even a toxic relationship pulled you back in, and I know personally I've been there.
Yes.
So, and maybe you got tired of waiting on God. In that waiting season, sometimes too, you get stagnant and you just think, God, like, when is this going to happen?
Yeah.
So you backslide because the timing isn't there for you, but he sees fit. Maybe you just felt disappointed in others or yourself, even in God, because you've backslid. So maybe you feel disappointed in yourself for backsliding, you know? But let me just tell you something. I've learned personally in my own walk that sometimes we don't backslide because we want to sin. I know I don't want to sin. I want to be as perfect as I can to please God. But we backslide because we don't trust God will come through in time.
Yeah.
And so like trusting in his time, sometimes that is a big stretch for us.
I
But
struggle with that.
we do know that, again, he works all things out for the good for those who love him. But in that moment, it's just we're struggling to see that.
Yeah. With the time thing, I know that like my time is way faster than God's. So when I get to heaven, I'm just going to talk about the time thing because it seems like he takes his time with me.
Yeah, especially a long time sometimes.
Yes.
It's like, my clock is starting over and we're still here.
Yeah.
So just because, again, we're struggling, it doesn't mean that God's left because, again, he's always with us through our valley seasons and our top of the mountain seasons.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And a biblical example of that was, we can talk about Peter slipping, right? So in the Bible, Peter, he was bold. He walked on water. Sword swinging Peter, actually. And yet when it mattered most, Peter denied Jesus not one time, but 3 times.
Wait, what's the sword swinging Peter? Let me think. Is Peter the one that got his ear chopped off?
No, he cut the ear off.
Oh, yeah. I knew it was something about that. He cut the ear off. Thank you.
Well, he didn't just backslide, but he completely fell. I've been there, have you? Where you completely just fell?
You know I have. You see my life.
And Jesus knew he would, and he knew that we would. In Luke 22:32, Jesus tells him, "But I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may fail." Oh, I'm sorry. Your faith may not fail. And when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers. So Jesus knew Peter would fail, and he still had a plan for him. And he still does have a plan for him, for you, for me, and for all of us, even when we're backsliding. Because sometimes the obstacle becomes the opportunity for us to follow Jesus even more than what we did before we backslid.
That's good. And I know a lot of people are wondering like how they can come back from it. Confess it. Like just talk to God, say it out loud, repent, return to the community. That's the hardest thing, like to return to the community, like, because people are always like, where have you been? What's been going on? Like, how are you doing? And then it's funny, like one Sunday you're sick and then they're all texting you like, hey, what's going on? Like, and you're like, man, I can't even take one Sunday off. Like, so it's kind of weird how it's like balanced like that. Start small, read one verse, say a prayer, receive grace. God is not rolling his eyes at you. He's running towards you. And that's something I have to remind myself of because like even God, though like Jesus was here in human form, he's not. So like the things that we can't do, like I'm not going to be able, if you backslid from me, I'm be like, bye. Like I'd start setting a boundary immediately. You're not going to hurt my feelings again. Like,
right.
I remember when me and you first like became friends a long time ago. And you said to me like, you know, you need to work on being consistent with like your friends.
Yes.
And when you said that, I was like, I think I have the same problem because it's hard. Like your life gets busy. You have kids. I have kids. You have a husband. I have a husband. Like, I mean, just life in general, like we work full time. Like it's just a lot.
And then but when we do talk, it's
like we never missed a beat.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel that too. There was a time in my life when I was pouring into others, but I wasn't being poured into. I was exhausted, bitter, and spiritually dry. I didn't tell anyone at first. I thought I'm the only one who's supposed to have it all together. And that is my mentality. And sometimes it was like kind of, I guess, a prideful situation, like for me to reach out to somebody and say, hey, I'm struggling. You know, I need to pick me up. Like, you need to do this. We need to go take off to a women's conference one weekend to kind of get like, you know, reunited, recharged. That's really important.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like, we think that our family needs us. They need the best version of us. So we need to go to stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that we can get, like you said, recharged and be better for them.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I come back from, you know, anything and they talk about marriages or anything, it makes me want to, like, just be a better wife. Yeah. And be a better person to my husband and be more compassionate. I don't really have much compassion. I know we've talked about that before. Yeah. But you're overly compassionate.
And that can be hurtful sometimes too, because it's, again, that boundary is where it kind of gets hard sometimes too to make that.
But that's what attracted me to you, was like your like understanding and compassion. But, sometimes it can leave you dry because you're always the one giving and giving and giving and giving, and then no one's giving to you.
Yeah. And I had to learn that the hard way too, and to draw back, because you can pour into people, but you don't have to give your all to pour into, because you got to leave some things for Jesus to do too, because we're not Jesus.
Yeah.
And we try to be, and that was for me for a long time, where I wanted to fix everything and run and be the rescuer. But ultimately, that's God, because He's in the moments that I'm not there, when things happen, when people backslide, when I backslide.
Yeah.
Again, that shame might prevent me from calling you and saying, hey, listen, I need help because I'm struggling right now.
Yeah.
He's there with us in those moments, and He's not condemning us, like chastising and condemning are two different things.
Yeah.
But I mean, He still loves us and shows us grace,
Yeah.
through our life and our choices and our seasons.
Yep. And I think a lot of people too, they pick the wrong person to pour into sometimes. And then when they're telling them problems about their husband, it like backfires as like a complaint. They tell their husband about it. Their husband gets back to your husband. Then there's just a big group of like drama.
Yeah.
And I think that we really need to find, like, I know I can trust you. I've always like told you personal stuff.
See.
I know I can trust Jennifer. So like, it goes back to what we've talked about in like several episodes back. But your circle, you really need to find a strong circle, someone that's going to be, and not someone that just listens. Like, do you want someone just to like listen, or do you want like healthy advice back? Like some people just want to just complain.
Yep.
And like you want to give your friend advice. I can't stand a friend that complains, because when I want to try to help them, like, man, they need help getting out of this. Like, give me your hand. You're in a hole.
Right.
Did you won't even like allow me to like help you and pull you out of this,
Yeah. It's like you didn't need me to begin with, because you had it figured out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like, and I like, that's another thing, like about friendships. I shoo them away quick because I'm like, this isn't healthy. Because I'm not going to be a therapist. Like, even in the Bible, it says, like, if your brother sins, go up to him. And you should be held accountable by your friends. I want all of my friendships to be held accountable. And I have a friend that doesn't want to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, she wants to complain. She wants to vent. If I even say anything, I mean, it's like I'm being rude, or, I'm not understanding, when like you didn't want me to even chime in.
Right.
You want me to just be quiet and be like, go talk to the pine tree outside. Don't talk to me, because I can't stand it. I can't just sit back and listen.
Yeah, because we got to find solutions for the problems, because they're not going to get better by complaining about them, and because God, again, He also says we got to find the glory to all things.
Yeah.
And so we can't be stuck in that, just complaining about the problem all the time. And you got to be receptive to the people that God's put into your life to hold you accountable. I know personally, like, especially in this season that we're in now, like, you're part of the reason we're out of that little shell where we're reclusing, because like you said the other day, being involved with the community, being a part of this church has also helped us get out more and get out of that shell. And you need the accountability, and you need the fellowship, and you need those people around you pouring into you while you can pour into them, and being receptive to one another, which is really helpful.
Well, I'm proud of you and your husband for putting yourselves out there, because, I mean, you guys were on the growth track thing, and then all of a sudden you got cameras in your hand, and I'm like, why do they trust these people with cameras? Do they even know them? Like, I trust you with the camera, but do they even know you to trust? Like, I mean, y'all just elevated quick in that church. And I'm so proud.
Thank you.
I mean, even like your mother-in-law and your father-in-law, like, they're all in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
Thank you.
And like your little boy was so sweet to my little boy, and like saying to come into class. He started to be a little servant and a little service little boy, it's just sweet.
It is.
Isn't it sweet for them to watch you though?
Yeah.
Like, if you think about like what our kids, if my kids could write a book about my life, I wonder would they say, like, she backslid every few years? You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
wonder what other people see
Yeah.
when we feel it.
Yep.
Because a lot of times, like, I mean, I'd probably say, like, whenever times get hard in my life and, like, I just want to give up, there's a part of me that's just like,
You can't give up.
no, yeah, I can't. Like, I have to push on. And I wonder if they see those few days of me, like talking to myself and just saying, you can do it, Janie. Get over this.
Yeah.
Like, you got it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy to me. Did you want to share any stories with you backsliding?
So I know that there was a time like we were going to church when we were backsliding. It was like we were going to this church. We loved it. Very small church. Loved the people there. And then we just got to a point where, like, I mean, we were on the ministry team, but it got to a point like we were just going and checking off that box. Like, it felt good. We were doing something for the Lord. That's what made us happy. But then it just got to a point where it just kind of got, okay, well, what's next?
Yeah.
We didn't know. Like, and instead of us going and not giving up, we kind of just stepped out of church for a little bit, which, again, that circled us back to Coastal, you know? And also for the people that was in our other church that we were in, they were there showing up for us and trying to be people that poured into us, but we just needed something a little more. And we found that by going to the church that we are now, and we're stepping out of that comfort zone of just being just by around a little bit of people that, you know, we're having to step out and meet different faces, meet different people. And it's actually good. And I love it.
And you can't really get burnt out in that church. Like, I was nervous about going to, like, a big church like that.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't really get burnt out because when you get tired of taking the pictures of the people, of my husband, then you can just go to childcare. When you get tired of the children, you can go on to greet people at the door. When you get I mean, you could just cycle yourself around and around. There's so many opportunities for that.
And there's so many different things for different people that, like you say, you're not getting burnt out. And you have people there that are always loving you and truly come as you are. Because personally, in this church, I've seen people showing up and, like, even for us, like, it's changed our hearts so much. But when you see the joy on other people, how it's grown and developed and they found a purpose, they found a place, like, it is just amazing. And
that's how I feel when I see you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I need to get my butt in serving.
Hey, let's come snap some pictures together.
Yeah. They would want me to.
Or we can be in the 2 to 4 class together.
I'll be thinking an angle looks good and it's not. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be around any kids. It's funny because the pastor's like, we went to dinner with him one night and he was like, you need to find some place to serve. Where do you want to serve at? And I was like, I don't like kids. I don't really want to greet people.
Make coffee.
No. Could you see me being a server? Like, I'd spill it on them on accident. I'd be getting nervous because of the long line.
Oh, bless it.
Start making their coffee wrong.
And have the cup runneth over.
Yes. Exactly. Well, backsliding doesn't disqualify you. It reminds you how desperately you need God. For anybody that's watching, if you guys want to share your story, comment below. And I hope you guys have a great evening and stay lit. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.